All right, we've moved into Aquarius season. And in honor of Aquarius season, I have updated my technology and I'm using a better phone. I use my technology as long as I can. So I had an iPhone 8, now I'm like on a 16. So it's been a learning curve, but the sound is a lot better and the camera is a lot better. And, the other things, of course, are important. But Aquarius season is connected to technology and to creating incredible systems and revolutions. But Aquarians like create them, but don't necessarily fight in them. They're kind of like the big picture kind of people. And it's also a time in the astrological wheel, the 12 signs of the zodiac as we move through the seasons. This is a system that has been created long ago to move through the cycles of the seasons in a way that is in the energetic flow of each time. So this time we just came out of the darkest time. So even a little light from the darkest time is really bright. So we've come out of the death phase, the Capricorn dark phase, death and renewal, and then there is the rebirth. So that begins now in Aquarius season, around the 21st is when the change happens. And it is a time for purification. So yesterday I cleaned my workspace. It hadn't been thoroughly cleaned in a long time. So I purified that space, and I'm going to work on purifying my body also, and preparing for the spring when there's going to be an increase in the light because the sun has moved to the outer hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, and it's giving them summer while we are in winter in the north. And Aquarius, though, it is the water bearer. It is the man, represents the man or woman in astrology, and so it's about the body. It's about purifying the body, cleansing. And that also means energetically. There's a real focus on like parasites, physical things in the body, and really things can be energetic. So clearing your space, clearing your physical space and mental, emotional, all that. And that's something I do when I work with people one-on-one. I can clear disturbances from the body, and this is from the past or, from surgeries, from traumas, things like that. And I use this ancient form of alchemy that has been recreated by the founder of biogeometry. And I use these special tools to create a higher vibration on the disturbances in your system. So it's good to get into some sort of modality to clear energy, not just on the physical level. So that's good to think about. And there's a system of cell salts that are connected with the parts of the body that are ruled during each astrological sign, and this one is the ankles and the white blood cells. So it's interesting. I have a niece who has a lot of Aquarius. I was like, whoa, when I saw her chart. And she actually broke her ankle. So that's interesting. There's like an association with the body and where you may have issues. depending on where the planets, the energies are, the angles of light, the angels of light, where they are in your chart, and how that shows up in the body. So the white blood cells um, need to have enough salt, enough Natrium Mur is the name of the cell salt, and that just refers to earth, and we are salt of the earth. We carry salt in our bodies, um, in like the salt of the ocean. There is a saline balance that needs to happen in the body. And this particular salt, sodium chloride is the other name for it, is broken down into this tiny form, and they actually spin this homeopathic mineral in, and they do that with all the mineral cell salts. So it's a vibrational medicine. It's a vibrational mineral, I should say, that you can use to balance the water in your body, because it actually attracts water. So if you have enough of this mineral in your cells, you'll be absorbing water and not just if you're thirsty. If you don't have thirst, or if you drink a lot of water and it just goes right through you, it's not being absorbed by your cells. That could be a possibility. And there is this interesting thing about Aquarians. They can fall asleep if they're inactive, if there's too much water on the brain. And they can have insomnia if there's not enough water on the brain. So we need water to be moving through the body. I actually took some today because I had some like puffiness under my eyes, and probably from too much salt. And I used it to kind of release that and to move it around. And this is the same if you get like pooling of water in the ankles. Your ankles swell, you can use it to move the water around in the body. So I find it's very, very effective too. So this season, focus on purifying and preparing before the creative time of Pisces. And then when we hit Aries, it's going to be the action time. And if you're interested in, I'm going to be offering a course that moves through the seasons using your chart with a couple other people. It's going to be small groups, and we'll meet before the new moons and before the full moons on Zoom or in person if you're in Mendocino. And we're going to be really learning about how to interpret your energies as you move through the seasons, because I have a real thing. I've been studying astrology for about 10 years, and I have watched a lot of astrologers and was really into the predictions and the energy updates and all that for a long time. And then I really started to see this doesn't apply to me. I mean, it's general for this and that, but it's very vague, and it's very repetitive. Also, if you go and look at these astrologers and things they were saying maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago, what were they saying? Because they're reading the energies and they have a certain theme that they're working with. And I say, if you learn some basic things about your own chart, you'll be able to navigate what is good for you. Because there's a lot of ways in this reality that we are being overrun with information that may not apply to you. And we take it on because we hear it and we go, oh, well, they said it. And somehow there's like we're getting information. Maybe it's not, maybe it's through social media or podcasts you like, or, but look for the patterns of those who are telling you and sharing information. What are their lives like? How balanced are they? Things like that can really help you discern if this information is good for you or not. Because I have noticed when I listen to like an energy update for, say, Virgo. They may have a kind of a slant about Virgo, what Virgo means. And then they'll say things that are like seeding my energy field. Wait a minute, I don't feel that. That's not gonna, be careful today, something could happen. Stuff like that. It's like, I don't even wanna put that out there because we live in this electrified ether. And this gets into Aquarius season too. It is very electric out there in the ether. And we have to be aware of how fast the ether travels. We have this technological AI, but there is an AI, there's an OI, I call it, the organic intelligence that is always listening and creating our thoughts. And we're creating thoughts, and they're creating things through our thoughts, is what I mean to say. So we have to be aware that this is happening all the time. And what are we talking about? What are we focused on? The other day I had a dream. It was like everything I was thinking was being created right as I was doing it, as I was thinking it. And it was just happening like so quickly, and everything was happening that I was thinking of. And it was like so interesting and exciting. So we have to be aware, that we are creating all the time. And if we're not purified in our thoughts and our bodies, we can be actually asking for things that we really don't want. So that is important in this Aquarian time. There's a lot of mental energy with the air signs like Aquarius. Even though it's a water bearer, it is not actually water. And it actually, it refers to the waters in the air. So it's like the heavenly waters. And that's why, you can get more storms this time of year, although the weather's so manipulated as well. It's hard to see these patterns, but next couple, between this sign and the next, there'll be a lot of rain. There'll be storms to weather. And there's a huge storm right now that's happening, not here, but in other parts of, there's always stuff happening. But we have to, just like be discerning, be aware of what messages are being put out there and how we're taking them in and on. It's like now, and I also realized too that I was listening to a lot of information before I actually realized I need to trust in my purpose for being here and why I'm here at this time, and I didn't fully trust. So how do you come into being fully in trust no matter what? Because we live in this reality also that we all have experienced traumas through lineage, earth changes. There's a lot of that, and a lot of that is in the mainstream history. But when you start looking at alternative history and things that people were writing about, there was a lot going on. So we carry that through our bodies, through generations. And those who think they control this reality, they use that to mess with us, basically. So it's good to remember um, and find ways that you can be in trust. And for me, it's taken a long time to even become aware of that. And once I was aware, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just trusting no matter what, because I feel like I don't have a choice, but I do have a choice. I mean, I could not trust, but at the same time, once you understand patterning, sacred patterning, what's happening over and over, like the world is a cycle. Whirl means cycle or circle. So there is a repetitive nature to the outer reality that keeps on and will go, who knows, forever, maybe, who knows. But yeah, so it's really good to be aware of that. And I'm in the forest. It's so quiet. It's the quietest forest. I can hear a little bit of water trickling. Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to my ramblings. And yeah, move through this season with an energy of purification.